Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is just an update. I haven't posted videos in a very long time, so I'm just explaining to my longtime subscribers why. Back in July, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and so we had to make some choices. And one thing about living in an RV is you've got to decide where you want to have your treatment. We were living in Branchville, which is our home base in South Carolina, and there's not really very close hospitals and facilities in that area. So we decided that we were going to go back to the town that we lived in for probably over 30 years and raised our kids. So I was familiar with the hospitals and facilities, and I'm just going to put in a few pictures of those here and sort of give you a timeline on what happens. I met with the surgeon and she explained the surgery and how it was going to go. I went to Hilton Head Hospital where I have my children and got the surgery done. This was, I think, the day after surgery when I was feeling a little bit better. We stayed home at home base for about a month, and then we moved closer to the facility that I was going to do the radiation. This was a brand new facility, great people, and they made me feel right at home. We got to visit some of the areas of our old town that we raised the kids in that had changed, and it gave the opportunity for us to spend lots of time with our kids and grandkids. It was about 20 minutes for my son and about 40 minutes for my daughter, and they came over quite often during the time I was doing the radiation, and I enjoyed every visit. In addition, I did do some cooking and also did some vegetarian dishes, as my son's vegetarian, but that challenge was accomplished and I enjoyed cooking those. I was very lucky. I had a very small breast cancer, and they were able to remove the entire thing on the first surgery, and they tested the surrounding tissues and that was not affected, and all the lymph nodes were clear. So they told me that the radiation gives you a better chance of it not returning, and if I didn't do the radiation, my chances were about 40%, and if I did the radiation, they were 1 to 5 or 1 to 2, much lower. So we did the radiation, and after we completed that, we went back to home base. It does make you really tired and weak, and there's some little bit of burning involved with the radiation too that's a little uncomfortable. So we took a few days. I took a few days to rest, and then my sister and brother came to town. I'll put some pictures in here. My sister and brother rolled in, my brother with his wife, my sister-in-law, so very sweet, and everybody got their campers settled. We had sis in the Airstream behind us and my brother in a C-Class in front of us, and it was time to show them around where we lived. First of all, we went to Branchville, which is the town that we live in, and visited the world's oldest railroad junction. Then we headed off to Orangeburg, the home of the Orangeburg Rose Garden, and we toured around it. There's my beautiful sister-in-law with my brother. And here are all of the girls, my sister, sister-in-law, and myself. We loved the rose garden. They had so many different types of roses, different colors. I mean, there was so much to see. There's my sister and I. She's a photographer, so she got some awesome pictures. Here's one she took of Big Daddy and myself. The park was beautiful. Then we went home and the kids came over. Abel helped Big Daddy build a big fire. We had cocktails. This was one that my sister and her boyfriend came up with, which used the red and the blue. It was wonderful. We had an awesome fire. And then Big Daddy rode halfway home with our son so he could get home safe and sound. I think a great time was had by all. I know I seriously enjoyed having everybody there. It was wonderful. It was a really good time, and I really enjoyed seeing everybody, and they were wonderful. My sister-in-law did dinner one night. My sister went out and bought dinner for everybody another night, so I didn't have to do too much cooking, and Big Daddy made a great big breakfast for everybody, which is sort of a traditional thing for Thanksgiving. We used to do that when we entertained in Bluffton. So then my sister decided to sell her Airstream. She's going to get a new camper in the spring. So here's some clips of that. Hey kids. That's Hugs and China enjoying the sunshine at home base. Mr. Snuggles is over here. And something happened. Hello, my sister.
Would you like some olive oil and vinegar and hot sauce?
Sure. I'm getting all sorts of goodies today. Do tell. I said something happened yesterday. What happened?
The Airstream. They're very happy. On to the next one.
That's right. And it's getting a lovely new home.
It's going to a horse farm in Aiken,
South Carolina.
So, very excited for her.
Yeah, she's
Did a little reno.
Yeah, she redid the tires, did the back end, sprayed that, painted the tongue. It wasn't completely painted. And then inside right now, she's getting everything out. So we're in a bit of a mess. But after she gets it all cleaned out, that's an understatement, you're right. She's got her signs up of what goes where. And after she gets it all emptied out, I'll do a quick walkthrough with y'all. Alright, see you later. The Airstream is fixing to leave. The people are on their way. So this is what it looks like now that Sis has cleaned out all of her stuff, and everything in here is going with the Airstream. She's bungeed the doors. Got a microwave and a little washing machine going. Some baskets I did. And back here, this is a battery fan.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the desk, and she's sending all these bins with it because they do fit perfectly there. Here's the bed. Y'all didn't see it like this, but this one has 3 different positions. It's twin all the way to a full-size bed. And then here's the bathroom, all cleaned out. She's got the composting toilet, a bathtub rather than a shower, 2 closets on either side. Hope I'm not going too fast. And there we go. So Big Daddy is fixing to turn it around for them. So when they get here, they can just hook up and go. Alright, honey, thank you.
How about you back me up to that?
Okay.
I can see, I got the camera on, but I can't see the ball.
Okay. Let's get him backing up.
Freaking out.
She's not. She's gonna get another camper. Then it was time for us to do Thanksgiving with the kids and grandkids, and I'll put some pictures in here of what we used to do and what we did this year. Thanksgiving's always been kind of a big thing for our family, and you'll see why. So for several years, Big Daddy and I entertained for Thanksgiving in our sticks and bricks in South Carolina. We had brothers, sisters, in-laws, nieces, nephews, kids, and grandkids. And there was approximately between 20 and 22. And it was always fun, a great time had by all, as you can tell. Then after we sold the house, we ended up having Thanksgiving at our daughter's. She gracefully took over. This year, hats were turkeys, and then we put the masks in there for 2020. It is a smaller crowd because our nieces and nephews have now gotten married, and they have their own traditions. But still, with our daughter and son and grandkids, Fun always. And lots of laughs. After we spent Thanksgiving with the kids and grandkids, it was time to get back to work. So Big Daddy took a job in Ohio and we headed off. The snow has disappeared. I'll insert the pictures of the day we got here. And this is our yard. These people in this camper, I've seen them once and we've been here 3 weeks. And then we have this rather large field over here where I take the dogs for a walk. We just got back we lapped it twice. And as you can see, nobody's home. So we have a camper here. There is one on the other side. They're back to back on that lot. This one's on its own. We're back to back. And then this one's on its own. So there's 4 sites because they can put another one right here. And that's a different campground over there. There's actually a stream in between us. But yeah, loving this really big yard. And like I said, no one's home during the day. These guys are all at work. These guys are at work. This is a father and son, so they take one truck and leave the other one. And Mr. Wayne here has a car that he drives back and forth to work and leaves his truck. So it's me, myself, and I love that. And so yeah, just wanted to show you. Let me get back inside. It's pretty cold, but the sun makes it feel better. And yes, it's snowing today. Got the winter weather advisory. It's coming down already. It's starting to settle, and they shut the job down. So Big Daddy is on his way home. All the other guys have come in, so he should be here any minute. Once we got settled here, I decided that it was time to decorate for Christmas. Now I'll put a couple clips and pictures in here. And because I know y'all come to my channel for cooking, I wanted to share a beef stew that we made. I think it was after we got to Ohio, and it was so good. And you'll hear me keep saying that throughout the video, but honestly, I've made a lot of beef stews, but they're generally something I make when I'm busy. So I throw it in the crock pot in the morning with one of those little packets and then, you know, head out. And they're good, don't get me wrong. And of course with your vegetables. But this one has a lot of prep work, but it makes it well worth it. So I hope you enjoy. Here it is.
She's cooking right now. Say hey, Mimi. Mimi. What do you want to say?
Hello everybody, welcome to Abel's channel.
No, your channel too.
Oh, is it my channel too?
Yep.
Okay. Well, welcome back. We're just cooking up some Thanksgiving dinners.
Why don't you make a cooking video?
Huh?
Why don't you make a cooking video?
I'm going to start those again soon.
Oh. Okay.
So when your grandson misses your cooking shows, you know it's been too long, and I decided to get started filming. I just have one to finish up this video for you, and then I'm going to get back to doing Menu Mondays. I've already been doing some recording. So for this beef stew, it called for a chuck roast, so I cut that up and started browning that. You don't want to cook it all the way through, you just want to sear each piece of meat. And I did this in 2 batches. You could also get some stew meat already cut up. But this one had called for a chuck roast, and you trim it yourself, so that's what I did. I'll probably get the stew meat next time. Just putting in the second batch now. I have to say, this was fantastic. I mean, I can throw together a beef stew by putting in the package, you know, like I used to on the way to work, and some vegetables, but doing the prep work on these vegetables and the ingredients that went in it, it just made it a whole game changer. It was absolutely delicious. So now I'm going to cut up or dice up the onion. And I am speeding some of this up. But yeah, even Big Daddy, he's like, this is fantastic. I mean, it was incredible. I do hope you try it. Tons and tons of flavor. If I'm in a hurry, I'll go back to the easy stews. I've done them many a time, but if you've got time to do this prep work, I would definitely try it. Maybe on a weekend when you have more time. Or you could also pre-cut the vegetables and everything up. And not the meat, but if you get the already cut meat and then prep your vegetables the night before, it'd be a lot easier to put together in the morning. So now I've got my meat done. I'm going to put in my onions and the celery. And we're going to heat this up and get this flavor going. And this is what made it. And I just got all the brown bits off the bottom. Got them in with the celery and the onions. Now I'm going to cut up the carrots. You could get the chips, carrot chips, if you don't want to do this. I think they'd be just the same, but I wanted these carrots in there and they were really good. Actually, I had carrots in 3 dishes this week, so I just got a really big bag and it took care of all of them. Super duper speeding this up now. And this is what takes the time, is just prepping all your vegetables. But like I said, so worth it. Packed with flavor. Alright, now we're going to add some garlic to this mixture, as our onions are translucent and our celery is getting a little soft. Alrighty, now this has 3 cups of beef broth. I make my own. I used to use granules, but I've started to use this, I can't think what it's called. Oh, Better Than Bouillon base, and it is really good. So I got 1 chicken and 1 beef, and I've been using them, and you just keep them in the refrigerator and they stay fresh for quite some time. So I'm going to add in the broth. We're going to add the tomato sauce. I think this called for paste. Yeah, it did call for tomato paste, but I didn't have any, so I just used sauce. But when you're making it, it's a 1/4 cup of paste. Now I'm adding in the Worcestershire sauce. Soy sauce. And then it called for a sprig of rosemary. I didn't have that, so I just used dried, and it said or dried, 3/4 of a teaspoon. I want to mix this up and just simmer that for a minute. Now I'm going to cut up my potatoes and get them on top of the carrots, and I've put this in fast forward. since this is not a menu Monday, I will put the ingredients and the directions for this stew in the comments of the video on YouTube. That way you can copy and paste it. I'll put it on the website too, but it won't be in a menu Monday, so it might throw you off if you're looking for it. But I will put it on there as well. Alright, we'll get these cut up and put in the crock pot. And like I said, I have been filming some more meals, and I'm hoping to get a menu Monday put together very soon. And I thank everybody that wrote to me and checked on me. I really appreciate it. And I'm getting my energy back and feeling so much better. We did 2 laps around the field today with hugs. I had to carry China. Alright, now we're going to add, it calls for 2 more cups of beef broth, so I'm making that with my better than bouillon. Just giving that a good mix. And then we're going to get the incredible flavors out of the saucepan and pour them on top of our meat and carrots and potatoes. And that's where all the flavor is. Oh, I can smell it just watching it as I edit. So good. And now we'll add the 2 cups of beef broth to this also. Just spreading that all around. I don't want to waste that little bit, so we'll get a little more water. Get all of that in there. Alright, that's it for now. We're going to set this for 7.5 hours and on low. So it's low and slow. Alright, this is 7.5 hours later. You take a tablespoon of cornstarch, 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, and you mix that with the equivalent of water. And give that a good shake. And put that in the crock pot, give that a stir, and let that sit on high heat for 20 to 30 minutes until it's thickened. And then about halfway through the 20 to 30 minutes, you want to add your peas. And I just got frozen peas, so I'm going to plop them in the microwave just for 7 minutes for this particular microwave. And then we'll put them in and mix them up. And then they should be all ready once the sauce is thickened. It will come together at the same time. Can't remember how many. Oh, it said 1.5 cups of peas. I just used the whole bag. It's such a lot of stew. So, and there's that finished bowl. So good. Alright, well that's going to finish up my video for today, and I hope that catches everybody up. I again thank everybody that wrote to me when I sort of quit doing videos. I had a lot of videos that I had scheduled, so I was good through September and October. They had already been scheduled while I was doing the surgery and the treatment, but after that I didn't have any more, and I didn't have the energy to really do it. I would cook dump meals, you know, put them in, because I felt fine in the mornings, so I would dump something in the crock pot, you know, and go on with my day. But 4 o'clock, I was done. But like I said, I've got my energy back now. I've been trekking around the field out there and getting my steps in, and I'm just glad it's over. So anyway, go get a mammogram, guys. If I've learned anything, it's to get that annual mammogram. I actually found a lump, and it was very early. Like I said, it was small. It was like 1 centimeter. It was like a frozen pea. That's what it felt like. So give yourself a breast exam, get a mammogram. Early detection does save lives. All right, y'all. I love you, and I'll be back soon with a Menu Monday. I've been recording, so I'll put that together and hopefully have it up. It won't be next week. It'll be the following week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.